Folks, David here on the Vintage Future once again. I hope your week is going really well. Hey, I just want to kind of talk about all the t-shirts I have. So t-shirt roundup. I've been meaning to do this for like 3 years. So it's like, might as well just do it. You know, I think I was waiting for like the perfect time and like get it all produced well. And I'm like, let's just do this while I'm driving, make it easy. And we'll go from there. Okay, so I've tried a bunch of different heritage brand tees over the last like 3 or 4 years, and just want to give you my impressions. I'm not going to give you like the timeline or anything. I'm just going to kind of barf it all out and tell you what I think, and let me know what you think. What tees do you use? I'll tell you what I like, what don't like about the different ones. I feel like they're tools in a toolbox though, honestly. I used to always look for the best, right? So with jeans, I'd be like, what's the one jean? Or like jackets or t-shirts, what's the one thing? Or boots, the one thing. And I realized, like, not that you can't do that, like for sure you can get one pair of jeans and just wear that model all the time or whatever, but if you're gonna own more than one or more than just a small few, like, they're tools in a toolbox. Like, they don't need to be the same. They do different things well. So okay, so t-shirts, I guess let's cover the warehouse tee first. This is a what do they call that? It's tube knit. So there's no side seam right here. No side seam. It's great. Super soft. I love the features. I love the way it drapes on my shoulders and arms. Like, there's no like puckering out, And I love the neckband. The neckband is like super thick and solid and strong. Like, usually neckbands are really elastic, and eventually that elastic just kind of like bags out and flops out on you. I don't think these are going to do that. It's like this. It's almost like wearing this like solid ring around your neck. It kind of feels weird at first, and getting your head through the head hole, it's like, I've never had that with another tee. It's like, wow, this thing really is robust. But once it's on, it's a really nice feeling, and yeah, the fabric is really soft. I like the pocket and all that stuff. I actually use my pockets. That's why a lot of my pocket tees are pocket tees. But plain tees are cool too. The one thing I don't like is you kind of need to size up. Let's just say that. So the dimensions are funky. If you just wear true to size, which I ended up doing, and it's a bummer. Like, I usually wear medium, so I got a medium. It's just like short and boxy, so it's not, you can't really tuck it in. It doesn't want to stay tucked. And then even when you're not wearing it tucked in, it almost looks cropped. And I don't love that look. That is a look, but on me, I don't enjoy that look on me, And also it shrinks, and you dry it out, even air drying. Wash cold, air dry, still it's going to shrink on you every time you wash it, and you got to stretch it out either by pulling on it and stuff or just wear it. And that can be annoying for me anyways. I don't love that. Some people like that process. I don't. But other than that, it's a great tee, and the price is nice, Sometimes I feel like you'll buy a heritage tee for like $100 or something, and you get it and you're like, this is not special, This is a tee where I feel like it's worth the dollars that you pay, The thing I do like though about that crop thing, as funny as it sounds, like, is you can wear it underneath the jacket untucked, and it's not going to stick down below the jacket. So that's cool. Still though, next time I would size up. And I think that's just like universal sizing advice for Loopwheel tees in any brand. I think you normally size up one. Tell me if I'm wrong about that, but yeah, you normally would want to size up one. So next time I wouldn't get a medium, I would get a large. Even then there'd be some issues there, like it's not the shirt you want to wear if you're going to be dancing to the YMCA by the Village People. It's going to constantly come untucked, or if it's not if it's not tucked in, you're going to show off your navel a little bit. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe you like that. So yeah, anyways, not the greatest YMCA shirt, but it is cool that you can wear it with a jacket and it doesn't stick down below. So let's move on to this one. This is a Merz Schwanen, I think is how you say it. They're made in Germany, whereas the Warehouse is a Japanese shirt. It's made in Japan. Same thing, tube knit, no side seam. It's a loop wheel and really soft. Same thing, all the same characteristics. This one though is a tighter weave and it's thinner and it's not softer because they're both really soft because they're loop wheel, but compared to the Warehouse, it's like more velvety. For that reason, you could wear this with heritage style. You could also wear this with more modern style. Like it's got this like almost like a sheen to it. Very dense knit, very dense weave. The Warehouse is a loose weave, like you can see each thread. It's very coarse. This, very fine weave, thinner threads, more tightly woven, all that, and very loose. Like this neckband has like virtually no structure to it, but the color is fantastic. The same benefits and downsides would apply just like the Warehouse. Same loop wheel, tube knit kind of thing. Like you wash it, it shrinks, you stretch it out again, it's fine. Tucks in okay, but not super well compared to like my Dehen tees, which are a bit longer. But the nice thing about that is this one is like the perfect length for wearing untucked under a jacket. It comes down like right to the bottom of the jacket, like this jacket, right to the bottom of that jacket. So yeah, you can still wear it untucked and it doesn't look sloppy by sticking out underneath. This one I did size up, so I'm usually a medium. I went with a large on this one. That's the standard sizing advice, and that's like spot on. Honestly, because of what I said about the sleeves and what I said about the cropped nature of it, you could probably go another size up. Like you could probably go 2 sizes up. Especially like I don't even have meat on my bones. Like if you got actual muscles or just a little bit more weight on you, or just a bigger chest frame or whatever, it's a slim fit enough tee. It's definitely a slim fit tee. There's not a wide relaxed tee or whatever. It's like a slim boxy fit, which is a weird combination, but you could go 2 sizes up and you would be fine. Maybe I'll try that someday. This one also represents great value. The price is really nice. I like the price on this one. I can't remember. I think it's like $60. So that's phenomenal. So let's move on to tees that are not loop wheel, tube knit, just kind of like regular old cotton tees like you're used to with the side seam and all that. So the one would be Dehen. This is my favorite tee. It's nothing particularly special, but because it's a t-shirt, right? Like it doesn't need to be special. It's just a t-shirt. So it just kind of checks all the boxes of like your workhorse daily wear tee for me. It is long enough to tuck in and not come untucked when you raise your arms, but it's not so long that when you wear it untucked, it looks super awkward. Like this is something you have with button downs a lot. So there are, your classic Oxford cloth button down shirt. They have a really long tail and stuff. So when people wear them untucked, they look super sloppy, to me anyways. They're like hanging down really far down below your butt and stuff. It's like, obviously you shouldn't be wearing this shirt untucked. It's for tucking and that's it. Whereas there's other button downs that are like kind of cut like straight at the bottom. It's like, clearly this is not made to be tucked. You should always wear this untucked. Well, tees can be like sketchy, dicey. Sometimes they try to straddle the fence a little bit. The Dehen is one of the few tees I've found where, for my body dimension anyways, it's great. Tucked, untucked, perfect length. Chest width, or circumference anyways, for me, perfect. It is a bit of a longer tee. So the previous 2 tees I talked about are like a boxy fit. This is not a boxy fit. This is like a rectangular long fit. I love how it drapes on the shoulders. It goes down far enough, but not too far. There's no pooch out on the shoulders. I don't like it when it does that. It's strong. Unlike some of the other tees I have, which I'll talk about in a minute, the seams have really no problems with the seams. I can't talk today. I have worn and washed, like, I can't remember. I think I have like 8 Dehen tees. Yeah, I've worn and washed them like week after week after week after week. I wear a lot of tees for like 3 years, I want to say. And 0 seam issues. The seams are not separating anywhere. Complete garment integrity. The cloth, the fabric, and the seams and the threads. 0 issues. Great. The elastic on the neckband, great. It's not dying out on me. The pocket dimensions are great. The color retention is also great. Of all the tees that I've worn, these are probably the ones I've worn the most, and they're pretty good color retention. You will lose some color. The color will dull a bit. They come with this kind of shiny sheen, and it's like a satiny kind of sheen to it, like most new tees are when the dye is like brand new and vibrant and super dense. And then of course some of the dye bleeds out a little bit, and they don't lose their color as far as like, it doesn't like completely change colors like some tees do. It will maintain its original color, which is great. The only difference is it's going to be dull, right? It's going to be a bit of a dusty version of that color. Yeah, and they don't pill. I don't like it when garment fabric like pills a lot. So yeah, it's a great tee. That's my favorite tee. And again, the price is extremely reasonable, especially for a garment made in the USA. Yeah, last time I checked, it's like $55 for a tee. Yeah, paying like $100 for a t-shirt, that's excessive to me, you know, unless that's your thing. If tees are really your thing, that's like, this is my hobby, like this is what I find enjoyment in, like that's great. But if we're just strictly talking economics, $50 or so, $50 to $65 to me is the sweet spot. That's like more than your Walmart tee, you know, but it's not excessive. So it's like, yeah, it's great. So yeah, couldn't recommend Dehen enough as far as their tees go. So the next brand is Viberg. They're not really known for their tees, they're known for their boots, but they do have made in Canada tees, and they're about $50 too, US. They are a great just kick around tee. Now they are a thin fabric, and they have kind of a boxy fit like the Loopwheel tees, so it's cropped a little bit. Not great for tucking in unless you go a size up, in which case it ends up being it's slightly baggy. But it's a really comfortable tee in the summertime because, like I said, it's so thin. That ends up being the tee that I use when I'm like working around the yard or whatever. It's my beater tee, and the color retention is not great. So like I have the black one, and the black has started turning kind of brown. So the dye bleed on that after a few years is significant. It's noticeable. But no issues. Like, there's no holes being worn in the tee to speak of. I think all my tees end up getting that belt buckle hole from rubbing on your belt buckle after a while. Like, there's no way to prevent that. But the rest of the fabric hasn't been compromised. The seams are good. The thread is good. The elastic and the neckband is good. It's a really thin neckband, kind of like this one. So yeah, that one is also a solid buy, as long as the fit is something that you like. So the next two are Freenote Cloth. One of them, well, okay, I love both of them, but one of them has issues and the other doesn't. So one is it's like an 8 or 9 ounce fabric. I can't remember which, but yeah, that's their standard t-shirt, and that one is great in every way. I love the design. They have like these bar tack things on the pockets. That's a cool touch that doesn't overdo it, and it's a way to show brand identification. Like, you can just see from 20 feet away, oh, that's a Freenote tee. It's got the bar tacks, the little yellow bar tacks. That's cool. Almost kind of ties in with your jeans, honestly, because a lot of jeans have that yellow thread, that gold thread. And so, yeah, kind of complements the jeans. But the dimensions are good. The fabric is really thin and lightweight. It's a bit of a dry fabric, if you will. It's not super satiny or soft. Well, it's soft, but it's not satiny or like velvety, like I said that this Merz one is. Definitely super casual. Like, I've worn this one underneath a sport coat before. It totally plays the part because, like I said, it kind of has that sheen, the really fine weave. The Freenote, like, even from day one, it has kind of like a scrunched up neckband, and you can tell almost like an unsanforized pair of jeans. you shrink them and everything kind of puckers at the seams. It's got that look, which is what you want it for. Like, can't dress up very well, but what you end up with is like super vintage looking tee, you know? That super rough, casual vibe. Really laid back. Absolutely love it. And yeah, pocket dimensions, body dimensions. Freenote's tees, they're great with their patterns. They are on the longer side too. They're not a boxy cropped fit like some of these other ones I said. They're more like the Dehen, but not quite as long. So they're still good for tucking in. Not quite as good for tucking in, but they are. So yeah, they're a little shorter than the the Dehen tees, but the same general shape. It's like that long, rectangular fit. I like the way the arms drape. Yeah, again, no pooching out like. Elastic on the neckband is good, despite the fact that it's like puckered. It's supposed to look that way. The neckband's not particularly strong, like the warehouse tee, like I said. Just kind of a normal tee that's got some character to it. And I like the way it drapes. The one weird thing about the fabric is it for some reason it tends to go like this. It like scoops in. So like from the armpit into your rib cage and then out toward your waist. Not super bad, not super noticeable, but like if you're like really looking closely, you'll notice that. That might bug some people. A lot of these tees, most tees tend to just kind of drape straight down, right? I don't know why. Maybe it's just my body shape. But this fabric tends to like kind of like scoop in. And it's not the pattern. It's not like they cut it that way. It's a straight cut. But something about the way it drapes, especially if you are tucking these, for me, yeah, it kind of scoops in. It's weird. But I love those. No issues with those. Again, total integrity. No seams coming undone. No threads coming out. Color retention is great. On the black, the color retention isn't quite as good, but it's not like the Viberg tee. Like the Viberg tee is basically like some shade of brown almost now. In fact, it matches my T-Core boots really. The Freenote, the color has dulled a bit on the black, but it's not like turning brown or anything. But the blue one and the white one, really nice. And what I like about the white one is it's more of a cream color. That's another cool thing, because like when you go with stark white, I don't know. I love that. It's classic. I have some of those, but sometimes I don't want to look like that. Does that make sense? Like I like to change it up. When you wear just the white tee, you kind of look like a greaser or whatever, you know, 1950s James Dean motorcycle, Marlon Brando, whatever it is. Again, that's fine. I just don't always want to look like that. Also, this might just be in my head, but you get a little dirt on a white tee, to me, I'm like, oh, it got dirty. Unless it's one of the ones that I have as like a beater tee. But you get a little dirt or something on a cream tee, and it just, I don't know, it feels like whatever, it's gonna blend in. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me. It's almost like a golden hue though. It's funny because the colors are so close, right? But so different. Like it essentially functions as the color gold or yellow. So like I feel like white against a white tee against blue jeans, indigo, is more of a muted look. Like it's a sharp contrast, but it's not really a sharp look. It's a bit more laid back. If the shirt's old, if the shirt's new, it actually looks kind of dressed up because they got that vibrant white. Cream is almost like gold. That contrast, blue and gold, like Golden State Warriors colors, that's sharp. It looks really nice. Something almost like royal about it, you know? Anyways, I'm going to quit there, but it's a good look. I like the cream. Okay, so that's that. The last tee is the 13-ounce Freenote Cloth, what they call their vintage wash tee. This one, I love the shirt, but I don't love the construction because this is the one that I've had problems with. I've had their Henley in this fabric. I have like 4 of their tees in this fabric, and or 5, so 5 garments total in this fabric, and of the 5, 3 of the 5 have seams that are separating. It's usually around the pockets, but sometimes it's even in other locations, like on the Henley there's the buttons, and at the bottom of that it's separating there. You can see that it's just pulling apart. And it's weird because it's one of those fabrics where, like, I haven't tried to repair it yet, but from the look of it, if you were to like stitch that little thing closed, then it would start separating again next to that stitch that you just put in. And then if you put another stitch to fix it, then next to that it would start separating again. It just looks like any tension point, the fabric's not going to be able to handle it. So I think they should do something about the fabric, or reinforce it somehow. I don't know. Not everyone I've talked to has had this problem, because not everyone I talk to wears their tees as a workhorse. So I guess what I'm saying is, okay, the vintage vibe of this garment is incredible. So out of all the tees that I have, this one is head and shoulders above the rest as far as the vintage vibe. Like, because it has this like powdery, dry hand to it, because they put it through this wash process. So it's, you know, it's not crusty or anything like that. But yeah, it's very, very dry. It looks like a faded vintage tee. It looks like you've worn this thing for 15 years and it's faded and the colors all like come out of it. But it's like that from day one. And it's just a little bit fuzzy on the surface. So yeah, the vibe of it is second to none. It's just so fun to wear these. But yeah, if you wear them really lightly, just kind of like you put it on, go out on a date, don't do much, come back, put it in the closet for 6 weeks and don't wear it, you know, and then pull it out again. And when you do wash it, you know, you're washing it like really, really lightly. Like, it'll probably last okay. But I wear these as a part of my normal casual rotation. I'm not doing anything insane in them. It's not like this is one of the shirts I wear when I crawl in an attic or crawl into the house doing electrical work. So it's not one of those. But I, you know, I'm active. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing stuff around the house. I'm chasing kids, taking my dog out, like all these things, you know. And when you wear it and wash it and wear it and wash it and wear it and wash it and wear it and wash it, that seam just, it's not strong enough. It's not, yeah. So anyways, don't regret buying them, because like I said, the vibe, it's incredible. Nobody that I've seen, nobody else is doing this. But you should just know that, like, buy it as a specialty tee. Don't buy it as your daily workhorse tee. I would not, like, if you're like, hey, I want to just have one tee that fits, I'm going to invest, I'm going to buy like 10 of them. Don't do that with this tee. You will be disappointed. Instead, fill your wardrobe with a bunch of other t-shirts as your workhorses, and then get like a couple of these in colors that you like. I don't love the blue, which I don't even know if they're offering it right now. The blue, it's like a slate blue. It's a little too light for my taste. But I really love the rust color. I have the Henley in that, and I also have a pocket tee in that. I love the olive color that they ran. I have the white one. The white one is great. Yeah, because you get that, it's like you stepped right out of 1955, but it's already pre-aged. Really, really nice. So yeah, that's the deal. I'm trying to think of anything else to say about these things. Not really, honestly. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. Let me know what tees you wear. I would be interested to hear, because not nobody. I don't have the time or the money to try all the really cool tees out there, but I know there's a lot of good ones that I haven't tried. And maybe you have some suggestions and stuff, or comments on the things that I said about my tees. Let your tees take you to places more important than the tees themselves. That phrase works well with, you know, some things like your boots. It sounds all romantic. Let your boots take you to places more important than the boots themselves. T-shirts and stuff. It's like, don't say that. Anyways, have a great day. We'll talk to you later.